morning. I'm Angelika Dorigo, and this infomercial consists of various reports regarding the state of poverty in the Philippines and how the United Nations is trying to eliminate it. My fellow reporters will report about it later on. But first, what is poverty as defined by the United Nations? My fellow reporter, Florentin, will report about it.
Extreme poverty, as defined by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, is set to the possession of less than $1 a day, which is approximately 45 Philippine pesos. Economically, income poverty is when a family's income does not meet an established standard that differs for every country. It is normally measured with respect not to each person, but to each family. Absolute poverty measures poverty relative to the amount of money necessary to meet basic needs such as food, clothing, and shelter. The concept of relative poverty, however, is the relation to the economic status of other members of the society. They are poor if they fall under the standards of living in a given societal concept.
Now, the government of the Philippines has obviously been struggling to eradicate poverty in the last decade. This next report is by Isabella Rodriguez, my fellow reporter, regarding the state of poverty in the Philippines based on recorded statistics.
Based on the website of the USAID, the latest record about poverty in the Philippines was in 2012. 19.2% of Filipinos were experiencing extreme poverty back then. That 19.2% is about 18.4 million people out of a population of 96.7 million. Filipino households are not able to meet the proper requirements of basic needs. Malnutrition is also a major concern for the nation, especially when it exhibited a rise in 2008 by 1.6%. It has come to the attention of people globally that the Philippine cities have massive amounts of informal settlers all around. Another effect is that by the years, OFWs are increasing by the millions. There are more effects, but the previously mentioned ones are part of the long list of major concerns for the Philippine government.
Now that you're aware of the state of poverty in the Philippines, Hanna Marquez will share the agenda of the United Nations to reduce this nationwide problem.
Thank you, Angelika. So now, I will tell you the three main goals of the UN regarding poverty. First is reduce by half the proportion of people living on less than $1 a day. This means that the original amount of money given to them will be halved, hence making it a shorter amount. Second main goal is achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all, including women and young people. Works will be given out to reduce the percent of unemployed Filipinos. And the last goal of the UN is reduce by half the proportion of people who suffer from hunger. UN aims to lower the people who suffer from hunger. Example, feeding programs.
Finally, actions must be taken to help with this cause. What should the government do? The church even, and most importantly, the public in general. Here is Bianca Feliciano to share with you the possible courses of action.
Thank you, Angelika. Since 2008, the conditional cash transfer has been extended to over 2 million families with a budget of about 450 million pesos. The other main problem slowing down efforts to tackle poverty are tariff or taxes on imports. They were created to protect local production. They ended up having the opposite effect. Ways to reduce poverty is by donating your extra clothes and food, and the government provides money for the poor by their taxes, and the church collects money during Mass and donates it to them.